Skona.
Much, Mr. Speaker, and I have to say I am a little surprised at the gall of the minister to stand up in this place and say that she's still hopeful that the two sides are going to come to a deal when 2 weeks ago the government signaled publicly, and we don't know when they signaled to Canada Post privately, but certainly publicly 2 weeks ago they were saying that they were prepared to introduce back to work legislation. That's what considering all options means, Mr. Speaker, and nobody was fooled into thinking otherwise. So when the minister herself is signaling that they're prepared to legislate workers back to work, she has to know, if she has any decency as the Minister of Labour or appropriateness for the position, that that undermines the possibility of a fair deal coming out at the bargaining table, because the company knows that the workers are going to be legislated back to work. So how dare she get up at this place and say that she's hopeful they're going to reach a deal when she's been threatening for weeks to legislate those workers back to work and taking their leverage away at the bargaining table?
Minister of Labour.
Mr. Speaker, it's my job as Minister of Labour to make sure that we have fair and balanced labour relations in this country, and also to make sure that we take action when we know that Canadians and the Canadian economy need that action to be taken. In fact, legislation is a tool that the Minister of Labour has in the case that a negotiated agreement can't be arrived upon. And we know that these parties are still at the table, that they are still negotiating, and so, as I said, I expect them to stay there. We have discretion about when we will debate this legislation, and I will be monitoring it very closely. Thank you, Mr. Speaker.
Questions?